It is now time for another DoorDash daily recap video. Heck yeah, boys and girls. I went out on a dash today. Only my third dash in the month of January because of work schedule with the W-2 and everything. I've talked about that, but wasn't scheduled to work today. As of yesterday, I wasn't scheduled. So that meant I got to go on a dash, I should say. And I was really anxious to dash today. I missed it. I miss getting out. To be perfectly honest, I miss getting out there, getting orders, being out in the trenches, even though it was a rainy, nasty, miserable day outside with fog as the cherry on top of the cake. I mean, even still, I was glad to be out there doing orders again. And and I didn't have to do like too many orders because I just wanted to get out there, do some orders, do enough orders to have some stories to tell for a recap video, and then just kind of take it easy the rest of the day. Now, another thing I'll mention too is, and if you watch the last couple videos where I talked about being in the Dasher Community Council, and of course, I will be getting. I don't. I'm pretty sure if I'm understanding everything correctly, I don't get those lifetime benefits now. I don't think they start until after the term ends. So probably July is when the lifetime top dasher and catering program and everything, if I'm understanding correct, won't start until then. So so I'm in kind of like uncharted territory for me right now. Territory I haven't been in since my beginning first couple months of dashing, where it looks like for February I'm not going to be a top dasher. And so, but I've just knowing that I will receive those lifetime benefits in July. I decided today that I think I'm going to be okay with not worrying about acceptance rate, not worrying about how many orders I do each month and all the numbers and the metrics and everything. And if between now and July I don't make Top Dasher and I have to spend 6 months worth of, 6 straight months of scheduling all my dashes, I think I'm going to be okay with that. So I'm taking a break from the stressing out, or well, it's probably going to be a permanent break as far as stressing out about when the times where I need to take orders going to downtown, or when are good times to take orders going out to the east side, out to New York City. And no, I just let's just go ahead and like stop all that now, and so I don't have to worry about it. And I'll just for the next 6 months I'll be okay with scheduling, and then after that I'll get the lifetime top dasher, and acceptance rate just doesn't matter anymore, and I don't have to do those out of state deliveries anymore. It's what they feel like sometimes they're out of state. But anyway, let's get to today's dash. I woke up early, started the dash at 5:10, got an offer you see here right away, right after logging in. Now, this may sound really early, but it really wasn't, because had my schedule remained at the W-2, my start time would have been 5 a.m. So I'm pretty much starting dashing at the same time I would have started the W-2. Uh, and first order, of course, logged in from home, got a $4, 4.5 mile McDonald's, and I took it because I want to, you know, even though is this particular McDonald's really going to be open at 5 o'clock in the morning? I was a little bit skeptical about this, but still, I was so anxious. I wanted to get out there, order accepted. Let's get out of the apartment, like get out of the garage, and let's head down the road. I was ready. So I get to this particular McDonald's, and it was all dark. None of the lights were on. The lobby looked pretty dark. Drive through was dark. It's, of course, one of those double drive through lanes, and another car pulled up to the inside speaker as I was pulling up to the outside, both of us at the same time. That car only sat there like a few seconds and they just took off. uh, Nobody. I waited, not too long, 10 or 15 seconds, but I could tell it was closed. The ordering menu pitch black. Both of the menu signs were turned off. Nobody was coming across on the speaker to take my order. And so I, pretty well knew that it was closed. And this was one of the easier store close drops that I've ever had. I mean, so I just, like I said, I only waited about 10, 15 seconds, got into my app, store has an issue, store is closed, and I take a picture of a black menu sign that's turned off, and then I got $2 for this. I didn't take a picture of that screen. I went to this, my earnings screen, and there you see there's the $2 for not doing anything other than just like driving down the street and going to McDonald's, and that's all I did, and got paid $2 for that. You can't beat that. Um, it's kind of just as like a side topic here. It's still kind of interesting to me how when these restaurants are closed or can't take orders or they have certain things off the menu that are out of stock, why can't things be turned off in a more timely manner and to avoid these situations? I don't get it, because I have noticed in my zone where, because I know that it's possible for a location to turn off ordering in their system for a day or for a certain amount of time or for an extended amount of time. Each of these restaurants has that ability, and why somebody can't more diligently turn the app on, turn it off at the appropriate time. It's just like with the lobby doors being locked. If your lobby is supposed to open at 6 o'clock, can't somebody go to that door and unlock the door at 6 o'clock? Some of these places are real bad about stuff like that. Meyer, I talked about doing shopping orders from there. They open at 6 o'clock in the morning. I've never had an issue with Meyer. Never. Never gone there at like 6:10 or 6:15 in the morning, 6:30, and went up to the doors and it's still locked because they're taking their sweet time to open the door. Never had that happen. And it's just, like I said, it's just kind of irritating at some of these other places and locations that you can. And why do you want extra traffic pulling up onto the property that you can't serve? Why do you want them, like, why do you want me driving into the property and driving through there when you can't help me? That I don't know. I don't know. That just doesn't make sense to me, but it is what it is. So then, just minutes later, I get this 475 4 mile White Castle, and I know that Castle's 24 hours, so I know I'm not gonna have any problems with this. So I take this, and you see here on the map the it's just getting to the other side of my zone. That's and then the delivery point's not far from the castle. There's a lot of hotels around here, so that's what I was initially thinking, that this was going to be delivering to one of the hotels, but it actually wasn't. It was delivered to the apartment complex right behind the Walmart. So, but this was pretty standard pickup and delivery here. Did Even though I had to go through the drive-through, there wasn't hardly much. Just waited behind maybe like two cars. Only took a few minutes, and so pretty easy going on this order. Um, I keep losing my screen on my phone for my notes here. Taking too long to tell each of these stories. Next up was 575 McDonald's, 4 miles. I took this kind of, the routing here is a little bit raunchy because I'm in between the two, the drop off and the pickup. So that makes it, there's where all the mileage is, the fact that I'm in between them. This is picking up from the other McDonald's, and so I went there and it was open and no problems at all. So, um, and no further notes or anything about this order. So, next was my first decline of the day, and like I said, don't have to do downtown anymore. Now, if now I say these things about not, I don't ever want to have to go to these other places again, but if the money is right and the time and the situation, like I mentioned this morning, it was pretty nasty outside. It was is in the 40s temperature wise, but it was a cold, rainy, nasty, foggy 40 degrees. And so this right here, if this would have paid me like $30, it bare minimum 25, and 25 I would have had I would have been on the fence. But if this was like over $30, I probably would have done this, because traffic really isn't getting bad yet at that early at 6 o'clock in the morning. But just barely over $1 a mile here. There's no way I'm taking that. So that was a decline. Okay, and then we get so sticking with taking my orders that are staying within zone. Here we go, $4, 4.8 miles. I went ahead and took this because it was all in zone. It's not quite the best order, but and this one delivered to a home that I've delivered to before. It's almost right across the street from my W-2. So once I saw the customer directions and they mentioned what to look for in their yard, I knew which house this was. And so familiar delivery, and this ended up getting an order stacked onto it. So here you see, before I think I was just getting, you see here on the map, I was just getting to the Tim Hortons when they stack a second order for 550. And so now you're looking at 950 for about 7.2 miles. So this ends up being a better overall offer now with the second order stacked onto it. And of course, I went ahead and took this. I believe The first order was ready when I went in there. The second order, I had to wait on a couple donuts to be made, chocolate frosted donuts. Waited about like 5 minutes. It wasn't anything too serious, and then so I was able to get those and be on my way. So there was the next 9:50. And now we get to a another decline again downtown. Man, I need a drink of water here. So downtown again, two orders. The item count isn't bad. I'd only be picking up 9 items total for two customers, but still, um, you're asking me to go into downtown, and it's you see here 19.8 miles, so less than $1 a mile, and I got to go to two different customers. So some of these declines that I did is even if my situation was different and I wanted to maintain a 70% and go for top dasher, even if I was in that situation, this price still would have been a decline. I would have had to been pretty desperate to take something like this, to be honest. So decline on that. Then another little $4 order here. I was actually parked not in the Tim Hortons parking lot, but there's like an adjacent parking lot that's a lot of times will be like a DoorDash driver graveyard. You'll see like this little parking lot where 4 or 5 drivers will be sitting there waiting for an order. That's where I was. So I went ahead, heck, less than a mile, and I was just sitting around not doing anything. So I took this and just, drove the car over a couple 100 feet, and I was right there. So easy $4. Now we get to a string of 4 straight declines here. And again, just like that previous Meyer offer, the all four of these were pretty bad. I mean, that I might have declined, like I said, even if situations were different. So this one right here, 1125, 12.4 miles going clear up to Michigan. I mean, Detroit, Michigan delivery here practically. I mean, uh, no. I mean, this is a decline. Number two in a row. Look at this, 5.25, 8.6 miles going to Southside Columbus. I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. And hopefully, when these went to the next dashers, hopefully more money got added onto these by DoorDash, because these don't make any sense. This makes no sense whatsoever. I don't see these very often. Like your big chain places, like McDonald's, Taco Bell, Burger King. I rarely do I see these where they're going out of zone like this. So I don't know. There is right in this area. This looks like Broad Street to me. I can't tell for sure. There's a McDonald's there, and I picked up orders from there before. So why that couldn't have been sent to that? Was something wrong with that McDonald's at 7:23 in the morning? The order couldn't have been sent there. I don't know. That's weird. But that was an automatic 100% decline on that one. And then number four in a row. Look at this. We're almost at like 50 cents a mile on this one. Same thing. Taco Bell. Taco Bell going into downtown Columbus. There's at least two or three, maybe, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 closer Taco Bells between here and here. So yeah, is just some really wacky offers here at this particular stretch. But yeah, automatic decline. Then I finally get one that I take, um, and this isn't, this isn't too great, but it's an order, and I'm staying in zone. I'm only driving not even 3 miles, so I took it. Pick up this Taco Bell, and it's going to my W-2. Recognize the address, of course, right away. Now, the what was different about this order to my W-2 is that for the very first time, this particular customer left no instructions, no driver instructions whatsoever, which is, and so it was a good thing that this order was taken by me, because my W-2 is a, without driver instructions, is a really tricky, borderline nightmare delivery if you don't have any instructions, because GPS will direct you to the truck gate entrance on the other street. So you're supposed to pass from coming from this direction that I was coming from. You're supposed to pass the truck gate and turn on another street to get to the associate entrance. In fact, it's kind of weird because the associate entrance is not on the street that the street name that you see in the street address. So what you see in the street address, that street, the truck gate entrance is off of that, but it's a different street where they're the associate entrance that you have to go through. And even, when you get turned into the associate entrance, you go to, down a little windy driveway and you get to where all the parking spots are. There's two different buildings over there. So then, you got to figure out, well, do I go to this big building or do I go to the smaller building that's dead ahead straight in front of me? So if it hadn't have been me delivering that whoever would have, if some other dasher would have got this that's never been to my W-2 before, there could have easily been an extra 20 to 30 minutes of problems with that dasher not being able to find the correct place to deliver. It could have been a mess, and which all could be avoided if you are in a tricky delivery point area. Put instructions in the driver instructions. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, but even still, and I told my wife later, I'm tempted in those situations to send a message to the customer. Hey, just kind of want to give you a heads up here for this delivery point. You need to add instructions letting them know which street to enter on, and you need to tell them about the security window and the shelf that's there to put the food on, yada yada. I'm tempted to send a message telling the customers stuff like, and I have done something like that before, but for the most part I don't do that, because it kind of feels like to me like it, you don't know these customers that you're messaging, and it could be interpreted by them as you trying to like reprimand them and get after them, which is something obviously that I don't want. So that's why I don't do stuff like that. But anyway, but fortunately, like I said, I work there. I'm very familiar with what to do, knew exactly where I was going, so it ended up being okay this time. But it's with a different dasher that's never been there. Next time this customer goes to order, it's going to be a problem. And that's another thing I don't like about delivering to workplaces is when there is a problem and you go to message these people, well, the chances are they're placing an order ahead for when they get to their break or lunchtime. And if you're there like 5 or 10 minutes before that, go to message them, chances are they're working. They're inside the building doing their jobs at work. They're more than likely not going to be able to respond to you. And that just adds even more stress and headaches to the driver in those situations. So, uh, yeah, driver instructions so important. So important. Went ahead and took this a $10 stack McDonald's for only 4 total miles. So absolutely, I had to go to the bathroom also. So perfect. I took this order, and by this time the rain was pretty strong at this point. So I went ahead and I normally don't take my hot bags into the restaurants, but since it was raining pretty good, I grabbed because this was 2 orders, I grabbed my catering bag, took that inside, and it ended up being super convenient inside the bathroom. The baby changing station was down. Boom, there's a shelf to put my catering bag on. So when I go pee, so perfect. So I go to the bathroom, come back out, and I had to wait for these orders. And there's most of the, I mean, there was a couple staff members that looked like they were awake and everything, but most of them looked like they were still asleep and just kind of like zombies going through the motion here. No rush on completing any orders. But there was 2 other delivery drivers standing there, another customer that was getting upset because they gave him his food but not his coffee, and he's standing there, standing there, standing there. Nobody's asking him if he needed additional help, and he's getting frustrated and like throwing up his hands and all this and that. So I wait and wait and wait. Um, and I finally got the orders. I took a screenshot of now before right before I got the orders, DoorDash prompted me. I could have dropped both of these. I went past the 10 minutes. DoorDash prompted me. I could have dropped them without penalty, but at that point they were like sacking up the orders and everything. So when this is my timer, when I stopped it upon getting the second order and putting it into my catering bag, I only waited not even 2 minutes past the my 10 that I normally. So and like I said, it was $10, not many mileage, so I was okay waiting a little bit extra time over the 10 minutes, and worked out okay. The second delivery delivered to a disabled customer that I've delivered to many times before, so very familiar delivery on that one. Here was the pay breakdown. Only $2 total from DoorDash, and then you see a $5 tip and $3 tip. So there's your $10. I'm actually at $40 at this point because of the $2 for the store being closed on the first order. And then I get one of these Napa orders that I talked about before. I really like doing these orders. The only problem is that they're always like so far away because they'll either deliver to downtown or clear out east. Because I think if it was going somewhere closer within like 5 or 10 miles, they probably just had their own driver deliver that. and they use DoorDash for these like ones that are probably over like 10, 15 miles long. Um, so, and going clear out to Pickerington, you might as well say Pennsylvania here. I mean, come on. And it's 22.75, but man, all that mileage coming back, and yeah, I just I didn't feel like going clear out there in the nasty conditions and everything, and then have to come clear back. And I was kind of wanting to shut things down soon anyway. Like I said, I just wanted to get out there, do some orders, have some stories to tell, and shoot this video. So I didn't have to meet like a daily goal or anything like that. So I didn't feel like I had to do an order like that. This decline, $3 for 5.5 mile. Another practically 50 cents a mile offer. No thanks. Going kind of this is just raunchy all the way around. I probably got about a mile and a half, 2 miles here to the restaurant, and then the delivery's going just out of zone for only $3. This doesn't make any sense at all. So that was a decline. Then my last order of the day, um, went ahead and took this $9, 6 miles. Dollar General, only 4 items. Is picking up from my Dollar General. So yeah, let's do this. And I figured this is probably going to be my last order. So let's knock this out, and I'll drive home. And if I don't get anything on the way home, I'll just, call it a day at this point. And the shopping on this was super easy. You see, it's just one item. It's just paper bowls. This took me literally 40 seconds from when okay, so you see here, I clicked on this, started the screenshot, and then you see 4 seconds. I had the bowls and was walking back up to the cash register 36 seconds later after taking this screenshot. I just walked straight back. They were right in front of me. Like, you walk in the doors, I just would beeline straight to the back of the store. The bowls were right there. Pick up 4 of them, come back to checkout. Easy as could be. There's probably that has to be my easiest Dollar General shop of all time. It has to be. And delivering to a school, and so I I've had these issues with schools, and I've talked about this, but the customer in the instructions said this is delivering to a school, so just leave at the front office. Okay, but there's a problem here. I know the general area where this is delivering to, and there's not one school right there. This is like a huge, like 50-mile radius wide block of a bunch of different schools. You got, I don't know, there must be like 2 or 3 elementary schools there. There's like an intermediate school, there's this school and that school, and there's a high school, and there's some kind of like career center there. There's a big church there. There's 100 different things at this like general intersection here. So it would be kind of nice if you were a little bit more specific on which of the 50 places this was going to. So I actually had to, I have to do this quite a bit with businesses because people are not clear in their instructions. But I had to type in the address into a general like internet search to find out that it was the intermediate school that I was delivering to. So, okay, now I know out of all those places there what to actually look for. because sometimes you can't trust when you're going to like a campus of schools like this. You can't trust the pin on the GPS. I've had it before where I'm supposed to be delivering to like an elementary school and the pin has you going to the middle school. So it would just be helpful. And the second irritating thing, although it really didn't affect me too much on this particular order, but still it was a little bit irritating, were these teachers and school staff will place orders delivering at drop off times. So I'm approaching the school. And you can see here it's 8:51 when I get the order. I'm figuring, well, by the time I get there, it'll be a little bit after 9. So hopefully all the kids are already dropped off by then. Because I mean, they wouldn't they wouldn't start school at 10 o'clock in the morning, would they? I mean, I don't know, unless school was delayed. So I thought I was going to be okay. But no, I get there, the lights are flashing for, 20-mile school zones. So I have to slow down 20 mile an hour and there's traffic everywhere. And I'm going in there with parents who are dropping off kids. And I've talked about this. I like, why the school these schools, I don't understand that. I don't understand putting a driver into those situations. I don't get it. Do they think I'm going to be arriving there in like a gyrocopter, like the movie The Road Warrior? I'm going to be like flying in on something like that, and I can just fly over all the parents that are coming in there dropping off the kids, and I can land something like that right in front of the entryway and make the Is that what they think, or I don't understand why wait till drop off time is kind of like concluded, or at least died down. Wait till it's died down to where the last couple parents are kind of like trickling in, 10, 15 minutes late. Then, okay, then open up your DoorDash app and then like place the order. I just don't get placing the order before pickup or drop off times and expecting delivery drivers to have to be included into that mess. I don't get it. But like I said, I've had worse. So today wasn't too bad though. I just turned in behind. It was probably like maybe 5 cars that I was behind to turn into the entrance. And I was behind this line of, I don't know, 10, 12 cars. And I kind of like got on the left hand side, driving in the wrong direction, just a few feet to kind of like get into the parking lot. And somebody behind me did the same thing as well. They dropped off their kid over near like where I parked instead of waiting in the line. Um, but yeah, um, it's just I don't know. Maybe other dashers, maybe it just doesn't bother them at all, but it's kind of irritating. And then there was like a third thing that irritated me about that a little bit. And I'm not gonna say anything about this inside the school or call anybody about this, or maybe I don't know, maybe I should, but I probably won't. But I park my car, I get out, I got my yellow Dollar General sack holding it, and I'm standing behind some kids. Then the crossing guards lets us cross. I go in these like main doors behind 5 or 6 kids or whatever. Zero security. And I'm talking zero. And that, and so I just waltz right into that school, but behind 5 or 6 kids. There could have been anything in that sack I was carrying. It didn't have to be 4 packages of disposable paper bowls. I just waltz right in that school. Nobody says anything to me, questions me. Absolutely zero security whatsoever. I go over to the office. Just walk right into the office. Put the sack down on the desk. I mean, it's just so. I don't know. I'm a parent. I have a daughter that's still in school. She's in high school, and it just kind of like, I don't know. It just gives you that bad feeling, is like a delivery driver. A lot of times, some of the schools in my zone, it is secure. The doors are locked. I have to press a button. There's cameras, and somebody comes over on the intercom. I tell them what I'm there for, and there's a procedure to go through to be able to make that delivery, as it should be. Then I have these other deliveries where I just waltz right into the school like that, a middle school, and nobody says anything. And I don't know. You just got just get kind of like a bad feeling in your gut, um, with stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't know what else is there to say about it, really. So from there, I drive home, and I didn't get any other orders. Pulled into my garage and logged off the dash. So here's my final summary. Uh, my start time, like I said, 5:10. Total dash time just over 4 hours, 4 hours 11 minutes, and I was active almost 2.5 hours of that. So stayed fairly busy. 9 deliveries completed for $49. You got to add the two, and drove 48 miles. So I was right on par with miles to money today. And these 9 deliveries put me at 2,504 lifetime deliveries. So I'm now officially a fourth of the way until I get to 10,000 lifetime deliveries. So pretty awesome. So maybe it'll just depend on my situation, if I stay living here in this area, and what happens with like W-2 work and money situation. Like 2024, will I do even more orders than I did last year? Or I'm already off to I'm way behind that pace, because this was only like, I think I did the month of January only 9 orders previous to this, so only 18 total orders for the month of January. Where all of last year I was doing 150, 200 orders a month. So I'm all ready to start the year way off pace. So we'll see. Maybe I won't get 2,000 deliveries this year. So who knows? We'll see. Take it day by day, see how it goes. But again, I was glad to get out there today and knock out some orders, and be able to do a recap video finally, for a change. Um, so that's it for this update. And thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out my other videos. And until next time, thanks again for watching.